Hello, have you chosen your planner for next year? I have, and these are my two planners that I have chosen for the year 2025. So in this video, I am going to tell you about my system that I've planned for next year and what is this planner and this planner going to be like. How I know this is the system that I want to do for next year is through an analyze that I did. I analyzed my current system and also thought about what are the things that I wanted to add, which I have covered in a video which I will link up here. So if you are having trouble to identify what planner that you want to use for next year, you can take a look at that video so that you can do an analyze of your system yourself and then find out what planner that you want to use for next year. Based on the analyze that I did, I knew that I wanted to do two planners, so which is one main planner and an assistant planner. This assistant planner is my plotter narrow. So both this planner has a separate function. This will act as my main planner, hence the reason why I call this main planner. And this will be as an assistant, means I will be taking information from this planner and transferring to this. The reason why I need to transfer in this plotter planner is because this is the planner that I will be bringing everywhere, and that's why it is smaller in size and it's also thinner. And at the same time, this is also my wallet because I want to minimize the item that I take in my handbag. So because this is the main planner, that's why I chose this as a big size. This is the HP Classic size, and if you're wondering where I got this cover from, this cover is from Cloth and Paper. I am not sure whether the brand has this type of planner still because I got this in the year 2022. If I did find it, I will put at the description box below, or you can also take a look at any other planner cover that offers in the HP Classic size. So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to tell you what is in here and what is in this planner. And later part, I will also be sharing how I decided what goes in here and what goes in the assistant planner. So that will be part 2, which I'll be sharing it later. So right now, let's begin with the main planner, which is the HP Classic size. Okay. So let me tell you, right now I have already started with this system because I want to be ready for the year 2025 and I need to ensure that the system works so that I can start next year with a smooth process. So as I practice and test my system, there are a few things that I keep on adding. So this is an incomplete process, but for now, anything that I want to add, I feel like I can actually improve the system. I am adding it from time to time. Okay. Right now, what I have in here is only my catch-all calendar. Okay. So my catch-all calendar consists of the monthly overview and my calendar. So how this calendar is working for me is this is the calendar that's going to fit in everything that is related to me, my family, my daughter, any classes, any due dates, something related to the house, anything, everything goes in here. Hence the reason why I needed a bigger size because I need a big space for my calendar. Since this is the HP Classic size, I am truly enjoying the size of it because I am not afraid that I am going to run out of space because so far about the things that I've been doing, I have not run out of space at all. But on the other hand, if you actually compare to this one, I will run out of space because the calendar size is so small that I don't think I can put everything. Okay, so that's why in here will be everything. All the events, everything will go in here. Meanwhile, in this one, only the most important things will be added into this calendar. Or even if I want to put everything, I will put it as in a short form just to fit into the calendar. But if I want to know more, I can always refer to this catch-all calendar. Let me talk about the monthly overview here. This was when I first started and I was just trying it out. How am I going to use this monthly overview? Let me move to October instead because I feel like I've done a better job in the October. So in October, what I've done is I have created 8 boxes in here so that I can write down my goals. So the goals that I have right now is on my YouTube, my business, personal, relationship, learning, and home. And this is my target for the month of October. And down here, I have created 4 columns where I have write down week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. In this column, I am writing down all the tasks that I need to do those particular weeks. So what happens is any task that comes in, or any events, or anything that I need to do over the week, I will add it in the particular week, so that when I'm doing my pre-week planning, which I will talk about later, I can just refer to this list and then start planning out my week. So I like this concept because I have goals and targets in here, and my weeks are planned very well because I have already segregated my task according to the week. So that is how the catch-all calendar and my monthly overview works. So after this catch-all calendar, we are moving to my week insert. This is the horizontal vertical week insert. And what I do here is I do my pre-week planning. On top here, I have an empty box. And down here, I have lined columns from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. And each line denotes 30 minutes, which is perfect for me to better organize my tasks. On the left side column here, I have this week section. Initially, I thought that I can write down my task for the week, but since I have already written down it in front here, I decided to use it for my specific goals for the week so that I don't have to flip the pages. Instead, my goals and targets are right here on the week pages so that I can just take a look at it. I know what I need to focus for this week. So on top here, what I do is I write down all the tasks that I have planned for. So what I do is I do a brain dump session before I do my pre-week planning, and all those tasks that I put on my brain dump will be added here where I have segregated according to the days that I've done. So based on the task here, I will be blocking my time, and I know this task goes on which blocked time for that day. So pre-week planning does not mean that I will complete it exactly how I planned, because life gets in the way all the time. But this pre-week planning is where will be helpful when I want to plan my day, where I am writing down my daily task in my assistant planner here. The process here I will be covering later, so let me finish up with this. But I hope that you got how my system working with this setup. The next section that I have in here is my social media calendar. This is something that new that I've just added because I think that I need this because I want to plan my social media much better. So my social media that I meant is YouTube, my YouTube post, my Instagram Reel, and also the YouTube Shorts. I am unable to remember what I have planned when. On my catch-all calendar, what I've done is I have marked on those dates with these dots, okay? But I have just written the title in here, like my idea that this is the one which I want to do, but the proper title will be written down here on this social media content planner. And I've also included my YouTube Shorts title as well so that I can better plan myself whenever I'm doing my daily planning. So this is the calendar to have a look how frequent I have posted on my YouTube and YouTube Reel, and also my Instagram. But the planning, thorough planning, will be behind here where I specifically write down whether Instagram, will I post the Reel, will I post the post, or when is my YouTube Reel, what is the title, what I'm going to put. Those kind of information goes in this insert here. So for example, on last week, I have prepared all this, but because I got busy or something, I would not be able to post it. So what I did was I just mark it off so that I can reschedule this post to the following week. So I like this idea because sometimes I ran out of idea to do my Instagrams. So all I need to do is go ahead and look at take a look at any ideas that I did not post. I can just have a look, and then I can use that idea to post in my Instagram as a new content. I also take down notes for my videos. I will write them down on a note section here. And once I have prepared this draft, I will be moving it into my computer because I type them out, which I will be using as a voiceover. Okay, next is my project list. Okay, my project section actually. So I begin this project section with the project list, so I know that which project is still active. And then at the back here is the detailed version of my project. I have the name, I have the description, start and end date. And what I've done is, for the project, every action has been listed, and I have created a week, which is up to 12, so that you know that for that 12 weeks, which is 3 months, you've already planned what specific tasks that need to be done for that week. In case you have to increase the timeline of the project, you can always continue at the next page with the same topic and write down more action, and then you can plan further. So in a way, this is like a Gantt chart. And the reason why I put a name for it, so that you will know that P1, you just have to put P1 here. You don't have to fill up all the information in here. You can straight up continue with your action list. So I like this idea a lot because sometimes a project can be really long. There are a lot of project insert out there which has a very short space to plan on. So for me, I prefer to have a lot of space for this. This is my digital planner insert project. So I can just segregate, like for my pre-launch phase, for setting up shop, for creating insert, those kind of things. I can just, plan accordingly. And I know exactly when it's going to happen because I planned around the week. So on top here, I have written down the date for that particular month. So it's easier for me to know that this week, which is the 4th of October, is what I have to do. And the 21st of October, what are the things that I have to do? And once the week has completed, I just mark it off with the gray highlighter to denote that those weeks have already passed. So these are the balance week that I have. All right, so that is the project section. And next is school lesson for my daughter. So I'm helping her out with the school stuff. So I need to ensure that my work is also going on, and at the same time, I am well prepared with the lessons and work that I need to give it to her. What I did was I created a section for her so that I know that Monday, what am I supposed to focus on? Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are specific subject that I need to focus on. So that's why I have this insert here. This is during school days, and this is during school holidays, which I can focus more lessons with her. So I'm using a happy planner insert for this. I have a few which was still not used, so I decided to use that for. And at the back here, I have more notes to just jot down anything that comes into mind. I will just use the notes paper in here. So that is my main planner. As I mentioned, there are a lot of other things that I need to put in, but I am adding it as I practice my workflow for my system. Now we are done with this main planner. Let me move to my secondary planner, which is my plotter narrow. I have done a thorough setup update in a separate video. You can have a look here, but I will tell you how this system helps with my main planner as a companion for this. So as I mentioned earlier, this acts as a wallet for me because I always bring this planner around. What I've done is I have a few section in here, which is monthly, daily. I also have for my content, my finance, my calendars, my morning affirmations is also listed in here. I have some ideas list and pen test and someday list. So these are the tabs that I have in here. So the most important part in here is my monthly calendar, which of course are taken from this main planner, but sometimes I don't have my main planner all the time with me. So whenever someone talking about setting up an appointment, I will put this in this planner. And when I get back or during my weekly review section, I check my calendar. Anything that is in here but is not in here, I will add those tasks, those due date, those deadline, everything in here. The way I am transferring this information to here to make sure that both planners are aligned. Okay, and also Sometimes when you are having a discussion with your family members, you need to know, oh, so when is the school holidays? And at that time, you can't be like, you might be having lunch or dinner at a restaurant and you don't know when is the school holidays, right? So at the time, you'll be thinking, oh, if only I have the planner right at that time. In your planner, is this humongous planner? Obviously, it would not be with you, right? So that's where this planner comes in handy, because you can just straight refer here and you can tell, you know what? The school holiday starts on December 15th and it ends on 29th, for example. So we can plan our trip during that time. So that's why this planner on the go is really important for me. Okay, let me show you how I have highlighted. Okay, so as you can see here, I have highlighted the school holidays, the important dates like exams and all that in the annual calendar page. The next section is the daily planning section. So here's how I plan my daily. On the left side is my schedule. What am I supposed to do? When is my lunch? When is the lesson? The PM routine, AM routine, everything I planned here, because they have a number here, which is the time. Like for example, 8:30, I will be doing my morning jog, and then my deep work session starts from 10 to 1 o'clock. So I blocked those time here in my daily planner based on the weekly planning that I have showed earlier. Okay, so whenever I want to plan my daily, what I do is I will open up this section and then I will take a look at what am I supposed to do on that date, and then I start writing down those tasks. And let's say I can do a task from the Thursday, I can also add it in here because I'm going to the same place. For example, if I want to go and buy grocery, and I'm also have put in that I'm buying grocery on Thursday, so I will just complete both within that day itself. So that's how the weekly planning really comes in handy, because I have already written down the things that I am supposed to do. So it's up to me which I want to just, take, oh, I have time here, I can just include it. So that's why doing a daily planning and not entirely dependent on the pre-week planning helps to make my system more effective, because I don't need to spend so much of time thinking and rearranging back my schedule for that day. So my daily planning, I always do a night before, about 8 o'clock or 8:30 something. I will sit down and I will take a look at my calendar and I'll just start writing down the things that I need to do for the next day. Okay, so let's put this aside. Okay, so that's the daily planning. And this is my content planning section, which I am tracking down my Instagram title. But since I've already have the social media planning section here, I am not very sure whether I want to have this as well. But when I take a look at this, I realize that I can actually have a clear picture on what my schedule looks like for my Instagram. Whereas here, I don't really have much of space to write down, and it will kind of messy. So most probably for my Instagram, I am going to stick to this. But this main planner here will be for my major stuff, like for my YouTube and my YouTube short. And next is my finance section, where I am writing down my expense, how much I spend during that month. And I also have a task list here, but this is something that I am going to get rid of. I have not done that yet, because since this is a trial mode. But while I'm doing this task list in this planner, I realized that I don't need to put it in here, but I should add it in my main planner, because that's where I'm doing my main planning. So that's what I'm going to do next when I'm redoing my system again. Okay, and my YouTube ideas and my project ideas are all in here, because there are times when I have more time, I will just sit down and write down my ideas. And I also have a section for my ideas. The ideas that I come up here, if it's related to YouTube or for my income project, I will then move it into this folder. Other than that, it remains here in this section. One of the things why I like this idea section is recently when I was trying to do my meal planning, I was discussing with my mother-in-law what are the items that we should cook. We started pre-planning our meal for 3 weeks straight. And it was good that I had this in handy. I straight away jot down how our meal is going to look like on first week, on second week, and third week. And based on those discussion, we planned out the groceries that we need to buy. And this month is Diwali, and we started discussing, okay, how much chicken that we need to get, how much mutton that we need to get, and so on. So I started writing down all those items. And when I went to the market, it was so helpful that I have this, because I just have to take a look at the list here, and I felt like we were very well prepared when we went to market, and we were able to buy everything. And right now we are following this meal planning to the dot, and I think this is a system that we want to follow. So I'm grateful that I had this planner at the time. Anyway, that's just the story that I want to share with you to explain how important it is to have a planner on the go, or even a notebook with you, to help you be more efficient and use your time wisely. The next section that I have is my list. So this list is where I write down the projects that I'm interested to do. And these projects are not necessarily to be done within that year, within that day, month, week, or even a year. It could be anytime. It could be even 10 years down the line. So this list is going to be maintained for eternity, because I have a lot of things that I want to learn. I have a lot of things that I want to do. And sometimes I forget about it. So when I have extra time, I know how I can fill it in with some useful stuff. I think everybody needs to have this. So this list is also my someday list. Hence the reason why I have this someday here. This is because this is projects that I want to do someday. And I also have other notes, like important notes to me, like places that I need to visit in Japan, and so on. So these are only my wallet stuff. So this is how both main planner and this plotter planner works together. And right now, let me tell you how I decide what goes where. So what I did was I sat down and started planning what goes into which planner. This is the diagram that I've done, and I came up with this once I have done the system analysis. Once I have analyzed my planning system, I started writing down the things that I would like my main planner and my on-the-go planner need to cover. So from the analysis that I did, I picked up those items and started writing down which goes on which planner. For example, in my main planner, I want to have a catch-all calendar. I also want to have my monthly plan, my vertical weekly pre-week planning, project list and status, quarterly planning and quarter review, my goal planning, weekly review, monthly review, and also I need to have a reference section as well, which will include trigger list, annual to-dos, travel list, and also my meal plan. So all these arrows shows the relation towards each other, hence the reason why I put these arrows. And next, on my on-the-go, I also have my social media content planner, my daily planning, my brain dump or mental download, other list, active project, master task list, my calendar, and idea list for content, YouTube, and income project. So this was how I came up with an idea what I'm going to put in my main planner, and also this. So if you are having trouble to what you want to put into your planner, I would highly suggest you to sit down and think about what you want to track and what you want to include in your planner. And based on that, you will be able to have a rough idea on how your entire planner system is going to be. So I would like to mention here that the inserts that I've shown in here is also included in my shop. Right now, I only have HP and a letter size for this, but I am planning to produce more sizes for this monthly overview, and also my vertical weekly insert. My project list is still in the making, and I would be posting on my shop. So I will have a link to my newsletter down here. So whenever I upload a new insert, you will be notified through my newsletter. And I want to tell you that I also have a insert for the plotter size. This is the plotter narrow. And I have this calendar and also my quarterly calendars, just so if you're interested. As you can see, I have not fully implemented my system to use this quarterly calendar. So right now I am just using this section as a future planner, because when I don't have this main planner, I will need to write down in here. So that's when this quarterly calendar comes in handy. So that's it. I have shared with you my 2025 planning system. And I hope I have inspired or I have given you some idea on how your planning system is going to look like. And I wish you the best of luck to find the best planner system for you. And if you also want to know how I'm using my monthly and weekly planning, make sure that you take a look at the video here and also here. So that's it. Happy planning and see you in my next video. Bye.